to Star Lore episode 166. Yes, we are 166 episodes deep into Tar for Glory, but we are 24 hours away from what I call, what some call, what not a lot of people know of, one of the last pay-per-views of 2023. And guys, if you guys have been paying attention, the content that drops, the season that comes, the company that is talked about, the person I have, the background that I have, you guys already know. We have the predictions for Stardom, Dream, Queendom 2023. Speaking of Stardom, speaking of my guest, as much as I love talking about Stardom alone, as much as you guys know I love talking about Izumi, I love having special guests here. Lightskin Gaijin. Welcome to Tar for Glory, part 3.
As always, man, I'm glad to be back, man. Thank you for having me back.
It's always fun talking about this kind of stuff. And it also keeps up the mini streak that Tar for Glory guests have, whether it's G1 predictions or 5-star Grand Prix predictions, where if you've done predictions for 5-star, you should probably do predictions for Queendom. So you still got the streak going.
The streak's still going. Streak's still coming in clear. Like I said, happy to be back. Sorry about all the distractions, doing some laundry and stuff upstairs. So that's probably why you're hearing the long buzzer upstairs.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. Small noise, big topics. Let's dive into Stardom Dream Queendom 2023. Let's start off with a big 6-person tag team match. Is she the new giant? I don't know. But it is Hanako, Rana Yagami, and Sayaka Kuri versus Azusa Inaba, Miyu Amasaki, and Yuzuki. So I'm not as familiar with Team 1, but I'm very familiar with Team 2. So if you can, cover the tracks, how much do you know about Hanako? I know she may be the new Stardom giant, but to my knowledge, Reina and Sayaka are fresh off of New Blood.
Well, let me just add this. Hanako has some big shoes to fill, and that's no pun intended. Ever since Himeka retired earlier this year, I think Stardom has been looking for their next big attraction. Again, no pun intended. They do have Lady C, who stands 5 feet 10 inches tall as well. Hanako, I think, just tips the scale by maybe a half an inch, taller. They also happen to have Megan Bain. She's a pretty big girl herself. So, I mean, the giants are starting to pile up, so to speak, in Stardom here. We all know about Azusa Inaba. She's the younger sister of Tomoka, one of the champions from Just Tap Out, from the Just Tap Out promotion as well.
Created by Takumi Chinoku.
Yes. Mitsuyoshi Yamasaki, not too familiar with her or Yuzuki, but I'm pretty anxious to see, what this crop of new talent is willing to bring to Stardom.
Oh, Mitsuki Yamasaki is Miyu.
Oh, you have on here Mitsuyoshi Yamasaki, so it's Miyu Yamasaki then. That's my fault.
I gotta change that. I don't know how the fuck that autocorrected. I saw that earlier.
Yeah, I looked up there. I was like, Mitsuyoshi. I'm like, somebody new? I got to look at my notes here just to make sure I got the right card.
Like the moment I saw Amasaki, I'm like, nope. I know damn well they don't have another Amasaki.
So that's Miyu Amasaki then. But Miyu, she's definitely
the veteran in this, in a sense.
Yeah, definitely the one who has the most experience here in this match. But it'll be pretty nice to see her work with Tomoka's little sister and Yuzuki as well.
Any word if Azusa is a part of God's Eye? Because I know Tomoka is.
Tomoka is a part of God's Eye. I'm not sure about Azusa.
If so, I need both the Inaba sisters and Konami to be a tag team and win the artist belts.
That would be pretty nice to see. I'm wondering if they're still focused though on those New Blood tag team titles as well.
Another one. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of new faces, one veteran here. Out of everyone here, Hanako and Yuzuki have next to the most experience next to Miyu, I guess, in the Stardom ring. But I'm very curious to see how Reina and Sayaka are, because I did see their new blood matches, and I will admit they have spiked my curiosity.
Definitely.
Especially Sayaka with her match against Kamitani. Was not expecting a bout like that.
I don't think anybody was.
This show is very much booked with a lot of tag matches, as if Teddy Long's in the back somewhere. So let's continue that ball rolling with a 4-way tag team match featuring Mayodo Wildo Kowild returning Saki and Yuna Mizumori of Cosmic Angels versus one half of the Birthday Girls and twins, Hina and Lady C, versus DDM's, what at this point feel like the secondary tag team champions, or I guess third if you want to count New Blood, Mai Sakurai and Dekla versus God's Eyes. I want to say underrated workhorse. She's our resident big girl. I call her Big Sis next to Mirai. Ami Sore and the master of the Kishikase, because nobody gets out of that. She might be the one to end Roman Reigns, Saki Kashima.
I got a feeling that if Saki Kashima was to place Roman Reigns in the Kishikase, he wouldn't be getting out of it.
It's
I
hard
don't
to
know
to get out of that.
You know how Sonata has the keys to the Paradise Lock? I don't think anyone, Saki's got the keys to the Kishikase.
Oh, hell yeah. The pin master, as I like to call her.
But this match is going to be very interesting, to say the least. I mean, Saki returning, just anxious to see what her chemistry is going to be with Yuna Mizumori, especially with Yuna Mizumori being the fresh face of Cosmic Angels. And I mean, it's pretty much, Saki's basically here because Tam is pretty much rehabbing a knee injury at the moment right now. So Cosmic Angels really doesn't have too much representation other than
Yuna and Saki.
Yeah.
Yuna, Saki, and Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much them. So, I mean, you look at there's a bunch of there's a lot of younger, less experienced teams of the stables, I want to say, with Yuna, Hina and Lady C, even though Hina, we know, has been doing this since she was 12. Mai, pretty much considered the less experience of donnadelmondo, but has basically been on the come up. She's gotten a lot more experience, and working with Tekla, she's definitely, I think this is probably the team, Mai Sakurai and Tekla, that could possibly walk out winners of this 4-way tag team match. But of course, like you said, you cannot count out Ami Sore or Saki Kashima.
As much as I would love for Hina and Lady to get the dub here, I also have to be realistic in a sense. So biases aside, QQ fan aside, I think to remind everyone about who was, I want to say, debatably one of the top factions of the summer. About of the summer, and about maybe 2 months into fall, it was Cosmic Angel. So I actually want to think that it's the returning Saki and getting the W here, just to remind everyone, hey, Cosmic Angels is still number one. Right now would be a great time to remind everyone that, hey, Colors is a part of Cosmic Angels as well.
That is true. I mean, we haven't seen much of them, mainly because I believe they still have, commitments elsewhere, being with actress girls and whatnot.
Everyone's doing something.
Don't be shocked if you happen to see them come out the woodwork here in the next couple of months.
Or, as much as I know there's some fans that wouldn't like this might be a really great time for Mina to just go, my B guys, Cosmic Angels.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like, yes, I know there are some people that are Club Venus fans and think that Mina should lead her own stable. But if Mina could just go, all right, I have lost every member of Club Venus. Everyone keeps getting deported back to the U.S. Maybe coming back to Cosmic Angels isn't such a bad idea.
But that's another thing too. Is she willing to take the slot that Tam said that she would be at? She wouldn't be the second. You know, she would basically be
Fourth.
the fourth or fifth in command. You know, because as we've seen in the recent months, ever since all the new joinees, Natsboy's pretty much taken off that second in command, and Natsboy right now is hurt. You have Saori Ano, who's right now trying to go after the white belt. I would look at her as the number 3. You know,
and I guess Mina would just be, fourth, depending if you want to be like, oh, Yuna's kind of been more consistent and shit.
Right. You know, and would Mina be accepting of that? You really think that she would be like, no, I've been doing.
I definitely know, like, Mina would just go, yeah, fuck no, I'm not taking that.
I'm not taking orders from Yuna. Are you crazy? No.
Poi maybe, but Yuna's where I draw the line.
Right.
So I can definitely see what you're talking about. But I do think that is that's a conversation that could be made for anyone that misses Dream H and want to fantasy book the idea of Mina and Poi being a tag team, and on some rare occasions Soriano as well.
I mean, Stardom is the place where we have seen the unmentionable happen. I mean, where have been crazier things and crazier alliances formed, especially when it comes to the Goddess of Stardom Tag League and even the Triangle Derby, which is coming up here in the next month or two.
True. So who knows? Maybe Tam is all forgive and forget, and Mina can swallow her pride. But I do respect if she ain't down to take orders from Yuna.
Absolutely.
But who do you have winning this match? I got Wild what the fuck do I even call Izumori? I used to call her the Pineapple Girl because of her cool glasses.
You could still call her the Pineapple Girl for all I care.
Wild Pineapple? Wild Apple? Something wild.
It works.
Of course, because we have sake.
Oh yeah. If anything, I'm going to go with the Donna Del Mondo alliance of Mai Sakurai and Tekla. They're already 2/3 of the Artists of Stardom Tag Team Champions. So I think they're the ones with the best chemistry so far. Like, Saki's been gone for a while. I'm anxious to see what the chemistry is going to look like between them. Ami Sarai and Saki, yes, you can definitely, see them as a potential spoiler. Hina and Lady C, like I said, the pretty much youngest when it comes to experience in that group. And Hina, of course, with her, the one half of the birthday girls, the birthday twins, still in that learning stage. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to go with Donna Del Mondo with Mai Sakurai and Tekla.
If I could fantasy book for a second, this card has literally way too many tag matches for my liking. I also think that this is a goddamn missed opportunity to have a either a special singles match, and B, a future Stardom title match. Rina versus Hina the day after their birthday at Dream Queendom.
That I would love to see. I would love to see that. However, I know how Stardom likes to book matches. They want to fit the most possible talent on the card. The same stuff that, New Japan does. And it's not because, they're the brother and sister promotions of Bushi Road. But
of course,
at the same time, I get wanting to feature all of their talent and wanting to feature younger talent and even talent that nobody else gets to see. But I mean, it's like we said before we even jumped on. I mean, it feels like Teddy Long booked a lot of these matches here. The only thing missing is the Undertaker.
Oh my God. Yeah, we don't got the Undertaker. We got Tam Nakano coming out in the trench coat. On to our next match. No, we're not out of the fucking the tag team fucking scene. So next is an 8-woman tag team match. Oedo ties Fukigen Death, Rina, Ruaka, and Starlight Kid versus Stars is Young Lioness Hanan, the Wild Heart Hazuki, the IWGP Women's Champion Mayu Iwatani, and the most jacked woman in Stardom, Saya Ida.
So we got the young Oed trio of Rina, Ruaka, and Starlight Kid, and the evil clown of Fukigen Death versus classmates Hanan, Hazuki, and Saya Ida with the Stardom icon Mayu Iwatani.
Wait, I thought classmates was just Hazuki and Saya Ida. Wait, yeah, it would be Saya Ida and Hazuki, and then eye contact.
I mean, yeah, you do also have eye contact. Well, true. I almost forgot that. I thought they were called. I thought they were called classmates when they were in the Triangle Derby too. I'm not really sure.
I think classmates was Saya Ida, Hazuki, Koguma, but they also kept them whenever like Hazuki and Saya Ida also team up.
That's right. It was Koguma, and I believe Koguma's still on the injured reserve list too, as well, isn't she?
Jesus Christ, we're not going to talk long about that, but the injuries this year of Stardom, wow.
I mean, it happens. You know, like a lot of people. I mean, I made videos about it too, where people were complaining about the injuries. They're doing a lot more shows, you know, people. And when you do a lot more shows, injuries are bound to happen. This ain't ballet. Things happen in pro wrestling.
It's contact sport.
Yeah, they know the risk when they get in the ring.
But back to this match. So I'm actually really curious as to how this goes, because I have been pitching for at least maybe 4 months that Saya Ida should get a Future Stardom title match. Because didn't she have to vacate the title a while back and never got like a true rematch?
She did have to vacate the title. And here's the funny thing about the Future of Stardom Championship. They used to have rules where you had to have a certain level of experience and you had to be a certain age. I think they got rid of the age limit, but I'm not sure if the level of experience, whether it's 2 or 3 years, is still intact. And
I think it's 3 years.
Yeah. And I believe Saya's experience may have exceeded that, but at the same time, I would love to see Saya go for either the New Japan Strong Championship or even create a New Blood singles title for her to go after. Like, I understand that the Future of Stardom Championship is often looked at as the main championship for the New Blood shows, but it's still considered a Stardom title.
Yeah, that's kind of how I've always been seeing it. I want to say since Ami won it from Hanan at a New Blood show, I thought, wait a minute, why isn't this just the New Blood title? It actually fits the whole purpose.
It pretty much does, because you're featuring a lot of the talent that's going to be featured on these main Stardom shows.
Like, I'm not saying don't defend the title on average Stardom shows, but I think that if we have like 10 New Blood shows and you give me the Future Stardom title on at least 8 of those, it kind of just fits.
Do we know what the length is of in between these New Blood shows? Is it like once every 2 or 3 months?
Yeah. Like there's like, I think, a 2-month gap.
Yeah. I mean, you're still defending the championship, you know, not as frequently as, you know, some champions, but you're still defending it on a regular basis of the same time period, at least.
Exactly. And since we're talking about champions and all, I would have loved Rina to have a singles match here. And again, going back to the Hina, it just would have been perfect. I've already made peace with the idea of Mayu not being consistent when defending the belt. I blame Bushiroad more than anyone. But this was also a missed opportunity because I believe we were quite fond of the idea of the Stardom 5-star Grand Prix, how the final night would be Mayu versus Starlight Kid for one of them to advance. And then Starlight went down. And I remember seeing, oh, Mayu's gonna come back just in time for Queendom. That would be a perfect time to do Mayu versus SOK for the IWGP belt.
I felt like it was a missed opportunity here. Starlight Kid has been chasing Mayu Iwatani since she had been forced into 08 Otai. And I say forced with the air quotes. Yeah, I mean, y'all can't see me make air quotes, but believe me, I'm making them. For the last match of this year, it would have been perfect. However, I'm going to be patient and let Stardom work its magic, because one of the things that I love about Japanese wrestling is the long-term storytelling that they have been able to do, not just with New Japan, but here in Stardom as well. You've seen it with Mayu, you've seen it with Utami and Shiori and their rivalry. You've seen it with the progression of Tam Nakano and her long-term storytelling, with her journey to the white belt, her journey to the red belt. I mean, stories that continue on for a long period of time really suck you in. And that's what I think the beauty is, especially with this promotion. That's why I've become so fond of it.
I'm glad that you talked about story, because when we got to the main event, Jesus, a story has been told, and we're reaching the final chapter.
Absolutely.
But I do want to say that in this 4v4, it's not as blatant unless you take a deep dive. I do love the fact that Young Oedo plus the Clown is all somewhat ex-Stars members.
It pretty much is when you think about it. I mean, Fukiken was a former Stars member who ended up, joining the ranks after the dissension of Tokyo Cyber Squad. Same thing with Rina and Ruaka. Starlight Kid was a Stars original. She was the Robin to Mayu's Batman. I mean,
the number one draft pick every Stardom draft.
Yeah, the number one draft pick, and the reason why Tam Nakano would always get upset because she wasn't picked first. But I also like the possibilities that this 8-woman tag team match can present, because like we talked about earlier, where we felt like Starlight Kid could face Mayu Iwatani for the IWGP Women's Championship. And the fact that we were just talking about long-term storytelling. What if this is part of the chapter to where it could lead to a match between Mayu and Starlight Kid for that belt? Yes, Shirley's going to face Mayu for that belt.
Yes, she is. That's going to be a glorious match.
Yeah, on the January 4th show that they're going to be doing. But, who's to say that, Shuri's going to end up winning it? Yes, Shuri is the Terminator of Stardom.
Yes, she is. Maybe the final boss.
But, again, you cannot count out Mayu Iwatani. She's faced adversity before.
She's faced adversity better than others.
Absolutely.
And probably goes through a lot of therapy.
That, and the fact that she just doesn't really have the best of friendships. She has acquaintances, and many people would say, oh, she's probably tight knit with Stars, but does she really hang out with Stars like that?
I feel like she just manages them at this point.
And you got to have somebody to manage it. She's the perfect person to manage it.
Like, Mayu just manages Stars every here and there, and then Hazuki likes to have fun. And then worst case scenario, just Hanan takes charge.
Absolutely.
But beyond that, I actually have Stars winning this, and maybe Saida challenging for that Futures title.
I got Young Oed and the Clown winning. Starlight Kid pins Hanan.
Ooh, I like that. Pinning Little Icon.
Mm-hmm.
All
because,
right.
I mean, when you think about it, Hanan is basically, everybody has high hopes for Hanan to be the person that takes Mayu's spot.
Oh, yeah.
What if Starlight Kid ends up beating the young lioness and, saying, hey, I beat your protege, now what?
And Starlight is what, 21?
Starlight Kid is 20. Yeah, she is 21. She is 21.
Ooh, that would be something. The day Mayu has to hang up the boots and pass on the baseball glove to Hanan, Starlight's still there.
Yeah, exactly.
She was like, well, I got to beat up the new icon. But all right, so for this next match, we have 5 viewers. And if you guys know anything about Top for Glory, whether it's here on YouTube or it's on the miniseries, I will try my damnedest to bullshit Azumi somewhere near the main event. But there's someone in this that I don't like. So, unfortunately, sadly, painfully, begrudgingly, the next match is Azumi teaming with 7-Up versus who the hell booked this? May Sierra, Mina Shirakawa, and the Stardom Terminator herself, Shuri.
It's
another
like I said, strange alliances can happen. You know, we just talked about this too. Stranger things have happened. You know, I don't. Azumi, I understand why she wants to team with Nane Takahashi and you. Just the, you know, just the history alone that Nane has brought upon the company with the promotion. She's the longest reigning World of Stardom champion to date. I understand that. But then you look on the other side. You have May Sarah, Mina Shirakawa, and Shuri. 3 women who have, when you look at it on paper, they have nothing in common. Mina is, you know, it's more or less, she's the pretty one of the group. May Sarah's the bubbly one with a lot of, you know, potential and a lot of, you know, spitfire. Shuri, she's just there to fight.
Yeah,
She's there to kick ass and take
the best way to
names.
say that.
You know, and you look on the other side, Azumi, who loves tradition of wrestling, loves the tradition of wrestling, you know, has a partner who's rich in wrestling tradition, rich in the Joshi tradition, and same with you. This is such a team. These teams are such polar opposites, you know.
Like, as much as it's killing my eyes right now just looking at that, I find it diehard hilarious how 21-year-old Azumi is teaming with Nene, but if you would have like shown a crystal ball to 16-year-old Azumi, her immediate reaction would have been, I'm not teaming with that grandma.
I believe so. And I think that just shows the maturity level of Azumi.
Oh, man. Like, I would have been okay if this was a passion injection match between Nene and Azumi. Because I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute. That doesn't sound bad. Because at one point I was wondering what the fuck are they going to do with Azumi. And I was thinking, all right, don't give her a high-speed title match. I'm kind of been there, done that. You could do a special singles match with SOK or someone else. And then I was like, ooh, a passion injection match doesn't sound bad. This is not what I had in mind.
I have a feeling we will see a passion injection match between Nane and Azumi in the near future. I think this is the setup towards that.
Ooh.
As far as, you know, Azumi looking into the crystal ball and being like, no, I wouldn't want to take, like I said, it's just, I believe we've seen Azumi grow like leaps and bounds, you know, over the years. And also don't rule out the fact that she wouldn't want another shot at the high speed title, because when you look at the records, Azumi is right there, you know, right underneath the leader. I forget. I'm blanking right now. I believe it's Tayo.
Like the OG, like the first ever or the longest reigning?
The longest reigning and first ever. See, now I'm having to like go through all of my notes that I have and all the tabs I have set up here.
Like I know who it is, and isn't she like 3 months behind the record of like longest reigning?
I'm looking at the reigns right now.
But I do know that she broke Mayu Iwatani's record for most defenses.
Most defenses combined, Azumi is number 2. Or Azumi is number 1 with 16. Natsuki Tayo has 1,203 days combined as champion to Azumi's 678.
1,200.
Yes. If Azumi were to hold that title again, she'd have to hold it for another 600 plus days. Actually, no, 500, because she's at 678 right now. 500 plus at least.
And she did, and I did make this comparison. She did hold her title just as long as Bianca Belair held the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Well, she held it 2 months longer, but they did lose their respective championships on the same day. Was not expecting that.
No, I wasn't expecting that either.
But so in this match, I'm hoping that 7-Up and Azumi win, and you are right that this does lead to a passion injection match. Also, we're going to read some comments because I've seen that notification bar go off since I say match 3. But the idea of May and Mina and Shuri just getting a dub here isn't laughable, but Shuri kicking everyone's ass makes sense. May doing the Club Venus dance makes sense. And then Mina, I don't know.
It's not impossible when you have somebody like Shuri a part of your team, because she is going to be the serious factor who's like, okay, trying to win a match here and solidify my legacy. And Mina, you're here trying to do a dance with May, who's pretty much a go with the flow type of young lady. Where, she'll be like, oh, this is fun. Yeah. Pretty much May finds fun in whatever she's doing. So
just look at her teaming with Suzu.
Exactly. She's like, yeah, of course I'll team with you, Suzu. You make beds out of plastic forks. Of course I'm going to do it.
But before we dive into the next match, I'll read some comments. Cashman Hero, hey man, what's up? I want to see more of colors. Respect. Cashman also said, I would have wanted a Sisters Triple Threat Birthday Girls and Big Sister. For the Futures title? I don't know if Hanan outranges if she can do it, if she can challenge for it again. But if not, if she doesn't, I would love to see a triple threat between all three sisters.
Here's the one thing I love about pro wrestling. Even though they're the ones who create certain rules, at times they often break their own rules. We see it in WWE all the time, where they make up these rules for certain things and then they break their own rules. Like, who would have thought a Hell in a Cell match would have a disqualification or an end in a no
contest? Oh, that was so painful.
All right, who breaks their own rule when it comes to a no holds barred match like that? So when it comes to Hanan and Hina and Rina possibly having a triple threat or a three-way for the future championship, I'm all for it. I don't care if Hanan's experience record has expired. Let him do it.
Yeah, I would say let him do it. Like, I'm pretty sure, aside from their own personal goals, one of them does have to be like, I want to beat Hanan.
Hey, like I said, I'm all for it. I am all for it. Let's see who the better sister is. And right now, with Rina being the champion so far, she's pretty much proven. I mean, Hanan's one half of the New Blood Tag Champions. Hina's kind of on the outside looking in. She has no gold.
Oh, yeah. I have, for the longest time in Discord servers, been praying that Hina does something. And I'm still praying. She's 17 now. I'm really hoping she wins the Futures title next year.
It's not out of the range of possibility. I think this 2024 may be the breakout year for Hina. Because she's shown a lot of growth over the last couple of months.
Oh man, I think Hina probably needs that passion injection match.
That's it. Hey, I'm all for that too.
Let's see, Twilight. I love seeing you, man. Oh, you're on Twitch. Comments. Preach. Free Azumi. Yeah, trust me, man. It hurts having to put her right before the championship matches, but I got to do something about it. Smooth, what's up, man? We are girl Azumi, dude. Again, passion injection match. I'm okay with that. I'll BS that way into a main event.
Damn, I got a prediction. That will be the main event of the next New Blood show.
Ooh.
That'll be my prediction for 2024. That is the main event for the next New Blood show. Nane Takahashi versus Azumi passion injection match.
Now that has my curiosity. And not the Hell in a Cell, dude. I know. Trust me, I hated Hell in a Cell too.
That pits Stardom's past versus Stardom's future. Something I've pretty much preached about, with other individuals when it came to Tommy and Mayu, but this definitely pits past versus future.
I will say that I do think it's hilarious how there's a show called New Blood, but the two, as I like to call them, the captains, the forefronts, the two pillars of New Blood, rarely show up there, and that is Azumi and Starlight Kid.
Absolutely. And I mean, I know a lot of people who sit up and they'll say, "What is Nane doing there?" When you look at it, Nane's pretty much the person who's helping shape and mold a lot of the younger talent that is on these shows. Yeah, she's a start. She's not the Stardom icon, but she's an icon within the company to a
I call it like the Stardom general.
Pretty much. She's the Eddie Kingston of Stardom. She wants to be there to help mold and shape and make sure that not only Joshi is around, but that Stardom is around too.
Damn, that was good. Shit. Man, now I'm excited for this one. It is for the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Championships. It is, yes, Queen's Quest is fine. Yes, we fucking love that moment in the cage. Some of us cried. Some of us won't admit to it. Some of us has watched it. Some of us, well, a lot of us, for us, that is our women's match of the year. And some of us may just go back and watch it right after this predictions. It is, and welcome back. I don't know how many times I've said it. Aphrodite Sai Kamitani, and she is cool, royal, beautiful, our Queen's Quest leader, Utami Hayashishita. But they face Oedo Tai. I don't have many nicknames for her. Utami's forever stalker, rival, pursuer, harasser, all of that stuff. Natsuko Tora versus the, I guess for a year now I've called her this, the Queen's Quest Reaper. The Queen Reaper, if you will. Momo Watanabe. And yes, guys, that chair shot still hurts.
If you talk about people not admitting they cried, I cried for the chair shot and I cried for that moment in the cage. I'm not ashamed to admit that.
That shit was beautiful, man.
Yeah. And also, the only return that mattered during that Thanksgiving weekend was Aphrodite. I still stand by
man.
that.
You guys were talking about Randy. You guys were talking about CM Punk. We were talking about Aphrodite. Oh my God. Thank you. God, they're back. Especially when Stardom was at its darkest, when the Angels got their wings clipped. Queens rose.
Yeah. We talk about the injury bug affecting a lot of people. The injury bug, I think, affected Queen's Quest the most because they were down Saya Kamitani, who, I mean, I don't know if you had heard Meltzer read that tweet. She was supposed to be the one to win the 5-star Grand Prix, and not only that, Utami went down too, and that was pretty much my pick. I felt like if Saya was going to go down and she was going to win it, then Utami was going to be the backup. But I think the injury bug did hinder Queen's Quest the most because when you look at the top stars in that company, Utami and Saya are definitely up there.
I definitely have to agree with you on that one. And also, it also goes back to what you said about the injury bug. I do think, like, in the summer, that hurt the hell out of Queen's Quest. But then in the fall, it fucking Cosmic Angels got it the worst.
Yeah, they did. They were down to just Tam, Saori, and Yuna.
And then Tam went down, so they were just down to Yuna because Saori kept doing 5 other booking shows. And Colors is doing 5 other booking shows. Like, God damn it.
But we definitely love Saori in Sukeban.
She is so cool. But so in this match, there's a lot that we can talk about.
Well, I mean, Natsuko still on this kick of trying to ruin and take away everything that Utami holds dear. She's come back. She's finally got gold around her waist after going a year and a half without having a championship around her waist. And since Natsuko has come back from her injury, she's been the one that has been trying to basically take everything away from Utami and make her life miserable. She tried to take out, and try and clip the wings and take a member away from her.
Keep talking.
I mean, she's basically tried to take away a member of Queen's Quest from that cage match that they had back in the summer, and so far Natsuko has failed at every step of the way. Other than that, you add in the fact that she's teaming with a former Queen's Quest leader, the person who basically took the reins from Io Shirai when she left to go to WWE. So as far as I'm concerned,
and I'm back,
this is Natsuko's last opportunity, I feel, to kind of take everything away from Utami and everything that she's worked for.
So I was hearing everything you were saying, and I just wanted to add on that as much as this feels like a Natsuko Tora thing, it most definitely feels like a Momo Watanabe isn't done with Queen's Quest. Because if you guys remember 2021, the day after that heel turn, and a lot of people will agree with me on this, we had what I like to call the Queen's Quest Great Depression. There weren't smiles. There weren't any cool entrances. It was just Queen's Quest at their lowest. And I think every day that Queen's Quest rises, Momo just pulls out a piece of her hair. And I think breaking Aphrodite, taking those tag titles is just, all right, they're back. They're back where I left them, in the ground.
And I think that's why Natsuko is teaming with Momo, because Momo may have the kryptonite that keeps Queen's Quest down. Everywhere you turn, Momo has been the one to kind of throw the monkey wrench, no pun intended, because, with that loaded kick pad that she's been using, she's been the one that basically throws Queen's Quest plans out of whack. She has been the one that has been the deciding factor. And I think that's why Natsuko is teaming with Momo. I mean, they showed that they could be a very formidable tag team in the Goddess of Stardom Tag League. So why not be the ones to take out and actually have Momo Watson, somebody who knows Queen's Quest in and out, knows Saya, knows Utami, and have her be the one that kind of just puts the dagger in Utami.
Just twists the knife and everything.
Absolutely.
I also do want to point out that I've seen a lot of people throw out this theory that either Utami turns or Saya turns, and I'm going to disagree with everyone's theory for the simple fact that why do the same thing twice when, yes, it would hurt if Saya did it or Utami did it, or hell, even if Azumi did it, but nobody has done the damage Momo has.
Nope.
So I get the whole oh yeah, it's another turn. Also, maybe it's just me. I actually don't like the fact that Oedo Tai is just, we stole this person, we stole that person. If someone were to join Stardom and just went, I want to join Oedo Tai, I would love that. Because who's in Oedo Tai right now? SOK was taken from Stars, Hukin was taken from Stars, Rina, Raka, were taken from Stars. Hell, even if you go further back, Konami was taken from TCS, B was taken from Queen's Quest.
When you look at the Oedo Tai team, the Oedo Tai stable, the last couple of years or last few years, I want to say, they often look like the island of misfit toys. They pretty much have been a bunch of leftovers that either felt like they didn't fit in the stables that they were in, and then they just ended up joining Oedo Tai and causing chaos on their former factions. We've seen it with Konami and TCS. We've seen it with the former Stars members in Rina, Ruaka, Starlight Kid. Now you're seeing it in Momo Watanabe. And let's not forget, Natsuko Tora was a part of Jungle Assault Nation. John,
Yes, how can I forget that?
she was drafted to Oedo Tai when John had to disband back in the Stardom draft all those years ago.
I do miss those.
Yes. I wouldn't mind seeing another one, to be honest. They were very interesting.
But beyond I have Afrodita, Saya Kamitani, Utami Hashishita, proving two things. One, Queen's Quest is fine, and two, there was no turn.
I can't go against my Queen's Quest. I'm still a QQ fanboy, so of course I got Saya and Utami, but it's not going to come down to a big finish. It's going to come with a flash pin.
I like that.
It's going to come down to a flash pin. I think you're going to see Saya kind of second guess hitting the Phoenix Splash, but she'll contemplate it. She may hit it. She may not. I say Momo is the one that takes it because that would make the most sense. And then
I do agree with that.
I see Momo possibly kicking out of it.
Ooh. Now what does it take to put down the Black Pizza Queen Reaper?
I think Saya will impress us, not with like a schoolgirl or an O'Connor role. She'll probably pull a rabbit out of the hat. Let's just say it like that.
But be all and end all, we have Afrodite winning, and then we walk away. We roll the credits. We roll off into the sunset with this. Because we ain't giving up on this. This is the definition of happiness, guys. This is everything that we went through for the summer. So yes, guys, QQ is fine. Afrodite now, then, and forever. On to our next match. It is for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. It is the Ice Queen, defending champion, the Strong Girl, the leader of Donna Del Mondo, Julia, versus the Megasus, Wonder Woman on steroids.
I thought they were all on steroids. That eyelid is so yoked.
Okay.
I know we talk about Randy Orton and AJ Styles coming back, and they're all beefed up. And like, first up, that whole island that that Diana came from, they might have been on gear.
The woman that may have been training with damn it, why the hell is my mind going blank for all the DC references I want to make? Yeah, she basically trained Wonder Woman. She trained on the island of Athena, not the ROH Women's World Champion, not that Athena, but for you DC fans, it is Megan motherfucking Bane.
I'm actually very intrigued by this because Megan Bane holds a victory over Julia. They were recently going back and forth on X about it. I keep wanting to call it Twitter, but now it's X, whatever. Right. But this is going to be a very interesting match because Julia right now has pretty much been seen as this face for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. We all know why this championship was created, and we all know who it was created for, but Julia has basically been the face of this title and has been defending it very well.
I completely agree with that.
And it's been a very great representation for it too. Going to all these different promotions, going to the Impact Wrestling shows, going to the New Japan Strong shows, going overseas to America, makes me wish I wasn't living in the Midwest, but still, I wish I was on the coasts. I really do.
Yeah. I do like the fact that it's Megan Bane and how they've done a really good job of, I guess, painting the image of Megan Bane. Yes, she debuted and then lost against Tam for the red belt, but then she also had her success in tag team action whether it's establishing that yes, she is a formidable giant, or the fact that her and Micah won the tag league. And like you said, yes, she holds a victory over Julia.
They've done a very good job of protecting Megan Bayne and making her feel like she is this undeniable force, so to speak, where, like basically for the men, like the land of the giants, she towers over everybody. Her strength is immeasurable. They've done a very good job in protecting her. Yes, she did lose to Tam Nakano in her first, like, really big match, but did we really expect her to win the belt like
Her first
right away?
5 minutes in.
Yeah, did we really expect it? Like, she's not alpha female. Let's just make that clear. And do I feel like Stardom made a good choice of putting the belt on alpha female right away? That's another conversation for another time. But still, I think they've done a very good job of booking her the way that they booked her.
They've done a very good job. But in this singles match, and I see that comment, Megan, the definition of a strong woman, I'll give her that one. I think this is Megan's last show with Stardom. But if there's one thing I want to take away from this, it is this can make or break Megan Bayne. Because yes, they've done a great job protecting her, but they've also chipped the stone image of unstoppable. But she's lost to Tam. She's taken the pin to Tommy. And I know she's lost a third time. But no, she hasn't. But the fact is that when the pressure gets real, so Goddess of Stardom, World of Stardom, Megan, I guess, is a choke artist. So I think this is a high profile match where if Megan wins, it really clicks in the oh shit, and she beat Julia.
I just heard you read a comment that it may be Megan's last appearance in Stardom. Even if it is, I wonder what happens if she wins the NJPW Strong Women's Championship. Because I've heard rumors saying that she's still technically signed to AEW. I've heard rumors that she could possibly go elsewhere. Wouldn't mind seeing her in TNA. That's for sure. But, like I said, the New Japan Strong Women's Championship isn't necessarily a Stardom exclusive. It's a New Japan Strong. It's a New Japan title. And it pretty much goes everywhere. It's gone to like the New Japan Strong Men's Openweight Championship. It's held by Eddie Kingston at the moment right now.
I do call the New Japan Strong titles the Passport Championships.
And it rightfully so, because they pretty much are defended pretty much everywhere. And I kind of like the concept of them because they pretty much they're treated like they're treated pretty much like the NWA World's Championship, where they're not defended technically they're defended in different promotions all across the world. That's what and they're pretty much with whoever has a business relationship with New Japan. And the business relationships for New Japan just keeps on growing, because who's to say we can't see this in Pro Wrestling Noah, All Japan, DDT, now TJPW.
So glad you said that, because I actually was going to fantasy book for a second that hypothetically, if Megan Bayne were to win this title and they wanted to defend it, I would love to see Megan Bayne versus the Pink Striker, Miyu Yamashita, for that New Japan Strong Women's Championship.
I mean, that would be such a. I can already hear the smacks and kicks in my head.
All of it.
Everything. But for a second, I thought you were going to say Max the Impaler.
Oh, man, that would be brutal.
When Big E talks about big meaty men slapping meat, that's another meat slapper, right? Big meaty women slapping meat right there.
Damn, now I really want to see Mia Yamashita versus Megan Bayne. And it takes a lot for me to want to see a Megan Bayne match. If she's not throwing Macy Era.
I got a feeling it'll be happening here in the near future.
But I think, all right, so beyond end all, I do have Julia with the dub. You?
I do see Julia winning. I think it's having Julia as this holding the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. I think it helps New Japan. It doesn't just help Stardom, it helps New Japan, and it helps because people want to see Julia. The fact that
love her.
Everybody loves Julia, And to me, this is partly the reason why WWE is so high on her, So, I mean, who knows? I do have Julia winning this match because I feel like she has pretty much been the face of this championship, and holding this championship has been the best thing, not just for her, but for New Japan and for Stardom.
That I completely agree on. And then if this is Megan Bayne's last match, what a way to go. You face the top people. All you were missing was Mayu and Shuri.
Mm-hmm.
But on to our next match. It is for the white belt, the title of story, the title of emotion. My fluctuating champion. It is my second favorite championship in Stardom. It is the Wonder of Stardom Championship. It is the woman of blue soul, somewhere Nagata smiling, the clap artist. It is God's Eyes not insta kill, that's Saki Kashi. It is God's Eyes aim to kill. Maybe top 5 lariats in the business. No, nobody's ever moving JBL from my number 1. It is Mirai versus a Cosmic Angel. She is cool. She is mysterious. She is indomitable. Cool Sori Ano.
I'm very intrigued by this match. Primarily, Sori Ano's she's been in the business for such a long time. Well, not too long, but if you got to watch some of the matches she's put together in Ice Ribbon, I definitely recommend some of the matches she's had with Julia too. But Mirai, I mean, what a story that she's been. 2-time Cinderella winner, the second person ever to win back-to-back Cinderella tournaments. Like I said, there's a lot of factors in this, that can possibly, we say the white belt is the belt for the wrestler's belt.
Yes,
it's provided some of the best wrestling matches in this company, and sometimes your mid-card championship does that. So this match has the potential to steal the show.
So I'm actually very mixed on Mirai's title reign, for the simple fact that it kind of feels like it's a rinse and repeat in the sense of why people feud with her. So when she challenged Tam, and Tam was just antagonizing her, I guess in a sense to quote Damian Priest, "You're lame, you're washed, it's over." That's kind of been the whole shtick with Mirai. Everybody she faces, like they call her lame or they call her boring or uninteresting. Like Tam did it.
There's really not much. There's really not too much. When you look at Mirai, there's really not too much. She's got this smiley personality. You remember when The Rock debuted as Rocky Maivia?
Right.
She smiles a lot. She's feeds off a lot of the the crowd energy and stuff. I mean, certain fans in Japan, they really like her. But what everybody has something to offer personality wise. Mirai, she often
that's kind of the thing. Like I want to say she has personality, but it's like, does she?
I haven't seen it. She's really good in the ring,
yes,
which
that is undeniable.
Which is perfect for her because the white belt is a wrestler's belt. She is a wrestler. It's what she does, But the thing with there have been so many people that have had,
emotional attachment.
some emotional attachment with the crowd. I mean, look at Arisa Hoshiki. I mean, she too was really great in the ring, but she had some sort of connection with the crowd that made people gravitate to her. Same thing with Io Shirai, same thing with Mayu Iwatani.
Same thing with Kyrie, same thing with
Same thing with
Saya,
Kyrie,
same
same
thing
thing
with
with
freaking
Tam,
Tam.
Julia.
Like all these people have an emotional attachment to the belt, and then that goes out towards the people. While Mariah, and in no disrespect, somewhat does lack that. Because who did she face as her first offense? Was it Konami?
I believe it was Konami.
Yeah, so
yes.
When she faced Konami, Konami's had emotion. She was frustrated. Why is Saki Kashima in God's Eye? This is a group of killers. Like you can close on someone's head off. Ami can slam someone through the mat. Me and Shuri can rip someone's limbs off and take it from souvenirs. What does Saki Kashi do? And Mariah's just like, hey, don't bully my friends. I'm gonna protect them. And you can feel Konami's anger because she is right. If there was a ranking system, whether she was announced later on or at the beginning, Konami is somewhat the VP of God's Eye.
Pretty much, because she
is like Shuri's right-hand woman.
They're the ones who have trained together.
So everyone like watching this would go, well, Konami's kind of got a point. This is what God's Eye is. And again, with Mariah just going, hey, don't bully my friends, it's like, okay, that's all you got. And then Momo was just, I guess, word for word copying Damian Priest. And I think Mariah had a fighting chance at trying to, I guess, show emotion, but she was just like, I'm just going to rip your head off. And it's like, okay. You won. Congrats.
Do you think that Mirai's lack of personality kind of just feels like, well, what you said about her title reign, do you think she just wanted the title just for the namesake and the history that comes with it? I mean, is that the reason why she wanted the title?
I feel like that is what it is, because when she chose the white belt the first time, I was like, okay, that's not bad. But after seeing her match with Kamitani, I was like, yeah, no, I'm glad Mariah lost, and I hope she wins the red belt. Because I always thought that the white belt was the story belt, the emotional belt, and the red belt was the match, is the big match title.
Pretty much. When you look at how the titles are ranked, like, yes, the World of Stardom title is the top tier title. That's where your very best are competing at the highest level. And the Wonder of Stardom title, that's the one you said has the most emotional stories to it. There's the reason why people want that title. There's a reason why people are chasing after that title. It's, it's the main prize for whoever wins the Cinderella tournament, I just, when she challenged for it the first time, I didn't think she was ready at that time, and then here she comes around second time around after winning it. I even questioned it then, like, is she ready, or does she really want to? I mean, even Tam pretty much said it too. Like, I'm the double champion. You choose to wrestle me for the white belt. You could easily go for both, or you can go for the red belt.
I did like that that Stardom didn't go the New Japan route and just staple both titles together. Thank God.
Yeah, we didn't need another as morphed championship like what they did with the IWGP World Heavyweight title. That was something I was hoping they wouldn't do with these championships.
But I liked how Sori's whole motivation here is, it kind of is just Tam, where it's just like, hey, that title has significant value to Cosmic Angels, has significant value to Tam Nakano, and I'm in Cosmic Angels, and Tam is injured, so what's a great gift? And Natsupoi's been trying to get this belt, so maybe it's to fuel the rivalry between them two as well. What's a great gift to, hey, welcome back to Stardom, then with the Wonder of Stardom title?
And again, you pretty much laid it out. There's an emotional story to why Saori Anou wants that belt. Mirai is just holding it because it makes her happy and smile. Saori wants it because of the fact that the leader of Cosmic Angels is, she's so close to Tam and so close to Natsupoi, because Natsupoi's wanted this title as well, and she still has this, in feud with Natsupoi. So what better way than to win the belt that Natsupoi couldn't?
Okay, and Natsupoi what had like 2 or 3 opportunities at it.
She had one opportunity facing Tam for it. She's had an opportunity facing Saya for it.
There we go. And then Mina, right?
And Mina, yes. She's had 3 different opportunities at the white.
And on all 3 opportunities, Natsupoi lost. Sori went to a time limit draw. So not only does that show, in a sense, hey, while you lost, the champ couldn't beat me.
It like I said, it's storytelling at its finest right here.
Which I do think Cosmic Angels are the best storytellers in Stardom. Not this year, though. That award goes to Queen's Quest. But I think Be All and End All, as a nice welcome back present, I think Soriano welcomes Meltier with the Wonder of Stardom Championship.
I am going with Soriano to upset Mirai and go into 2024 as the new holder of the white belt.
All right, so now we're on to our main event. So I just want to say a couple of things. Lightskin Gaijin, thank you so much for joining me on this. I know that this is also kind of last minute. I have had a lot of fun talking about this. The ups, the downs, the questionable parts of Stardom. But this has been a great talk. And guys, if you haven't already, you guys need to, first off, follow the Talk for Glory socials so you guys know. But I'm going to still put it on the screen. You guys know, follow Young Smooth, even though he's not here. Young Smooth TFG on his Twitter, Enigma_V4_ my Twitter, Enigma_V4 my TikTok, Enigma _V4 my Instagram, Enigma_V4_ my Twitch, and Enigma_V4 my Kick, the gaming site, guys. And then you guys can follow Young Smooth on his Twitch at SmoothA1. And remember, guys, whether it's Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube itself, you guys can follow Talk for Glory because we run this shit and we know that Talk for Glory is everywhere. And don't forget, guys, follow Lightskin Gaijin. Please list down your socials, my friend.
You can follow me on X, Twitter, Instagram, Threads. I have a YouTube channel I'm starting up, and I'm actually going to, right when I'm done here, I'll be getting to work, putting on the finishing touches to the Joshi breakdown, the newest episode. I do apologize for the tardiness of videos. As I was telling my friend Enigma, I am just starting to feel better after having pneumonia for the last, I want to say, month since my birthday. So I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but I will be putting out more and more content, especially here in the new year of 2024. So follow me at Lightskin Gaijin on all of my socials. That's Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube.
Well, you guys heard it all here. Follow him on all those things. That Lightskin Gaijin. So, guys, it is time for the main event. And dare I say, this match just maybe get the Talk for Glory star rating. Yes, guys, we're going to go into 2024, maybe without giving our first 5-star. But it is the most story-driven red belt title match of all year. It is the Prodigy versus the Story. It is for the vacant World of Stardom Championship. Suzuki versus Micah. You want to go first on this, Lightskin?
I will say this. I know we talked about the injury bug hitting Stardom pretty hard. As horrible as it is that Tam Nakano has had to vacate the World of Stardom Championship. And I know there's probably some people that are upset about it. And I know there's probably some people who are upset that all these injuries have messed up a lot of the stories that have people intrigued with this promotion. I'm telling you guys right now, and I hate to say it, maybe Tam's injury couldn't have come at a better time because the story with Suzu and Micah, and what I'll tell you what sucked me into this story was their press conference, the Stardom Dream Queendom press conference, where Micah basically talked about her feeling that Suzu isn't ready to lead Stardom, which is a bold statement to make. She feels like she's not ready. She feels like she can't handle the responsibility. And Suzu basically looked at her like, dude, I've beaten you. Are you scared because you're losing to me? You're losing to the young 21-year-old, the youngest winner of the 5-star Grand Prix.
That eats at my soul. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine it does, because I felt like that would have that title would have been perfect for Azumi, but
Yep.
no, Suzu is the youngest to win the 5-star. Just she beat out Tony Storm for that title. But back to Suzu, and Suzu basically just said it. She has been dreaming of this since she came to Stardom. Since she began her little rival. I wouldn't even call it a little rivalry. Since she began chasing after her nemesis Julia, this is what she has been working for. And if that means tearing down somebody who's had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity at the red belt and coming up short, then so be it. All I'm going to say is that I think this match, I said the white belt match may steal the show. This match may, I think, have people the most emotionally invested in.
That is the funny part about the Wonder and World of Stardom Championship matches. One is story and emotion. The other one's just a straight match.
True.
So I love how it's flip-flopped. But I have made like the Cody Rhodes meme a couple times with Micah. But when it comes to having to finish a story, to having all the people that have gotten behind you, and if you guys want to fight me and say Micah isn't over enough, please, for the love of God, go watch Mai Hime versus 7-Up for the tag titles. Then go watch Micah versus Suzu 5-star Grand Prix finals. And I need you to watch every interaction between Suzu and Micah. The fucking world is behind Micah.
They really are. First off, props to Donna Del Mondo. I think I made references to it in videos I've made in the past. Micah's the 4th Donna Del Mondo member to be featured in the 5-star Grand Prix finals. You had Himeka in 2020. You had Shorty in 2021. You had Julia in 2022. Micah, Donna Del Mondo has dominated since they came into Stardom. And
hands down.
And Micah, I think every year somebody from Donna Del Mondo just ends up, taking the spotlight. It was Himeka in 2020. It was Shorty in 2021. Julia definitely in 2022 last year. And now we see Micah doing the same thing. It's pretty amazing what this group has done since they first came in.
I will say, out of everyone that's gone from like 5-star to Queendom or anything like that, I do think out of all the DDM and ex-DDM members you just listed, I do think that Micah has had the best story told towards the red belt.
Absolutely. Since she came in, I mean, she's always wanted to prove that she has been the best in-ring, like the best of the Donna Del Mondo group. I mean, yes, Julia's the leader. Shorty is that combat sports, I'll take your head off. But when it comes to just straight up wrestling, this is a woman who's been trained by Taka Michinoku and somebody who's been held in the highest regards over there in Japan. So to sit under the learning tree of Taka, she's been basically trying to prove just how good she really is. And believe me, she's good. She's great. I love watching her in ring work and watching her grow since she's debuted. So I'm telling, like, if you're not emotionally invested in this match, you should be. The story for Micah is definitely an intriguing one.
I would just love for all the pieces to fall accordingly, and Micah finishes the story. And I do hope that does happen, because If we walk into 2024 with Suzu Suzuki as the World of Stardom champion, not only do I think that just breaks Micah, that breaks Micah fans. Probably small chance, but a couple of Stardom fans will probably grab their guns, knives, and pitchforks. But holy shit, the pop the moment Micah wins, if she wins. A breath of fresh air, a breath of relief, and just finally her moment.
This is the moment to do it, is right here. I think for Micah, this is probably the moment to do it right here. And I know Suzu said it in the press conference, or she even asked the question, are you scared? Because you have failed on so many occasions, basically calling her a loser. You got to believe that that's in the back of Micah's head. Is she scared to have the future of a company that she's basically gone to bat for and basically tried to be the top tier of, go to somebody so young and somebody who she feels just isn't ready, somebody who's basically been chasing the same path as somebody who she despises in Julia?
Like, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of great matches that come with Suzu as champion, but we can get Suzu versus whoever for whatever title. Micah can't win whatever title. And get this, Micah needs this W more than, I want to say,
if anybody deserves to finish a story, it's Micah. And how fitting would it? Yeah,
that's the best way to put it. She's earned it the most.
Yeah, we talk about certain wrestlers that have to finish a story. Micah has to finish this story.
She needs to finish a story. I don't think we get this, like, we don't get this high up on Micah at any other show. I don't think if Micah goes to a 5-star Grand Prix finals, I don't think we get this again. I don't think if she fought Suzu at All-Star Dream Queendom, we don't get this. Any special shows, I don't think we'll get this. Like, this is now or never. This is clutch. This is game 6, 30 seconds on the clock. Micah has to win.
And forget game 6, it's game 7.
It's game 7.
The series is tied. I mean, they both have each won one apiece. With Suzu taking the 5-star Grand Prix, Micah taking the Goddess of Stardom Tag League. It's best of 3 series. This is the rubber match for these two. Oh, and side note, for those of y'all who are in my Instagram DMs basically saying now Micah's the pretty one when she kind of came out that Halloween night show, FYI, Micah's always been pretty. Okay. Let's just keep it a stack here. I know you guys have, like, when her team and my Hime, like, yeah, Himeka's the pretty one, Micah's the certain, like, Micah's always been pretty, y'all. She's a jaw dropper.
I will say though that if Suzu does win this, now the bias is coming back. If Suzu does win this, Stardom needs to stop playing like they're playing around with Julia versus Utami. I think we need Azumi versus Suzu. And yes, guys, I am bringing back Azumi into the main event, guys. I finally did it.
If Suzu wins the World of Stardom Championship, the very first person I want to see challenge for it is Azumi, because you have a battle of 21-year-olds. That wasn't a slip. That was deliberate, and it was perfect. And it was perfect. You're talking about 2 21-year-olds who are seen as the future of this company, And honestly, I feel like if Suzu does win it, that kind of tells the direction of where the company wants to go, with younger talent being pushed in that, high rank. But yeah, it's not like Micah's what, 25, 26?
Yeah, like she's like mid-20s now.
Yeah, I think Micah's perfect to lead this company.
But I think that was beyond and end all. I think we both agreed on Micah. So
I'm there. I'm with Micah. I am Team Micah. I am Team Empress.
yes, the Empress era starts tonight, whatever time zone you guys are on. And that is Top for Glories. Wait for it. That is Top for Glories. Dream Queendom 2023 predictions. And Lightskin Guy, again, it was very fun to have you on. I enjoyed this conversation of like each match, whether it's a lot of people, whether it's a tag team match or it's the main event. Just there's so much to talk about, and I'm glad to have you as the special guest here.
Hey, I enjoy coming on here and being able to talk Stardom, being able to talk wrestling with you. It's always a blast.
And remember, guys, so Lightskin Guy, you want to plug in your socials before I close this out?
Once again, guys, you can follow me at Lightskin Gaijin on X, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and of course on YouTube as well.
All right, guys, and before I close this out, remember, first week of 2024, what's coming? The Top for Glory awards. So things such as match, feud, tag team, comeback, all of those things are coming in first week of January. But we're going to be closing out 2023 with some Stardom and possibly some more right before we close out the year where that ball drops in Times Square. But for now, guys, stay safe. Have a great day and or night. And above all else, enjoy wrestling.